What's up, everybody? This is the Right with Retro Crypto. Before we do anything with this video to do with HEX or the HEX ecosystem, I need you guys to do me a favor. I need you guys to smash that like button. I want to hit at least 30 likes on this video. I know you guys are out there watching it. I can see the numbers, but you guys aren't hitting the like button. I need you to hit the like button so my channel grows. My new hope is to hit 1,500 subscribers by a late spring, but I will not accomplish that unless you guys start hitting that like button. And while you're at it, you might as well subscribe. It will be greatly appreciated. All right, guys. But anyway, as always, let me run through the stuff as usual. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just an ordinary guy on the internet with a passion for cryptocurrency. It's essential that you do your own research before making any and all financial decisions. All right, guys. So with that said, let's go ahead and close my face out of here. All right. So today with the crypto bubbles, it doesn't look bad. Doesn't look great. The market's all over the place, of course, which is a good thing. You don't want anything going straight up, guys. I mean, it's exciting to watch your favorite projects shoot for the moon, but it's very unhealthy. And a lot of times they drop. What goes up must come down. There's just the basic laws of gravity. I believe Sir Isaac Newton came up with that. Yeah. But all right, so let's go ahead and jump right into it, to the meat and potatoes. So today we're going to take a look at let's see, we're going to start with the overall crypto market cap here. Now we're looking at the overall crypto market cap, and it doesn't look too bad in my opinion, all considered where we've come from. Always, you got to drag it out, guys. When you're looking at TradingView, looking at, I don't know, coin market cap, whatever you like to look at. I do not look at coin market cap. But as you can see, like, we'll look back at January 24th of 2022. Holy crap. We were down to 1.48 trillion in total overall. That's all crypto, okay? And now we're sitting at 2.05 trillion. Hey, for the overall crypto market cap, the average Joe is up a decent percentage there. So congratulations. Looks like, was it almost 1/3%? Or 1/3? That's not bad. But we can see right now we are in the middle of a little bit of a pullback. But like I said, pullbacks are healthy. The moving averages on the overall total market cap for cryptocurrency. Remember, this is all of it. You can see that the 20-day moving average is over the 50, which is over the 100, which is over the 200. Actually, that is a perfect looking moving average there, guys. If I drop it down to the daily moving average, it doesn't look as nice as you can see. 20-day is over the 50 and is approaching the 100. So honestly, that looks pretty damn good in itself. And the MACD for the overall total market cap is currently on the bullish side of things, which is also good news. All right, let's jump to the next screen here. And that screen here has, I did I did the moving exponential on this one for the overall market cap at 4 hours. And you can see that we do have some wicks dipping down in here. So right up, when we were up here on the 4 hour chart, we're extremely bullish. There's no other way to go about it. That's just straight up bullishness. But when you start dipping down in here, we're starting to show some bearish tendencies. Now, do I consider us bearish at this point? No, I do not. But do I say make sure you button down the hatches, make sure you don't leave, anything unsaid that you want to maybe sell or whatever you want to do. But it looks like that there is some negative sell pressure going on right now. But we only met this mid-range here, and it found some support there. So only time will tell. Now, if we jump it down to the 2 hour range, and you're going to see that we are beneath, which this is bearish. So I have a funny suspicion by tomorrow or the next day, if things don't pick up in the right direction, we're going to find ourselves with the 4 hour chart actually underneath of the exponential moving average, which is 100% bearish. Which, like I said, I'm okay with that because things are very cyclical. The markets respond to events that you guys don't think about or people don't think about, like Russia with the ruble, Russia requiring all oil purchases to take place with the ruble. So what that did was that gave Russia took a strong enough stance with something that the world still wanted to prop up its economy, which was collapsing. So, but that would affect Bitcoin since up to that point they were accepting Bitcoin, gold, silver, uh, basically digital gold or gold, value metals and stuff. But anyway, you guys get the point. So expect a little bit of a pullback there. Now we're going straight into Bitcoin here. Now that was just the overall crypto market. Now Bitcoin moving average is looking absolutely beautiful. You got the 20, 50, 100, 200-day moving averages. Perfect sequence, perfect spread. looks beautiful. Now the MACD on the bottom, which lags behind the market, is showing a little bit of weakness, but that is fine. There's no real problems there. Let's see here. Let's go ahead and jump this up to the 1-day chart. I like to give a well-rounded image of the market instead of I prefer the 4 hours, but this gives a more well-rounded. Or as you can see, the 20-day has crossed over the 50 and 100-day on the daily chart, which is actually a very good sign. 200 days off in the distance, but that's fine. That's a 200-day range. That's a lot. Now we go backwards over to the 2-hour range. You'll see that the moving averages, the 20-day just crossed over the 50 in a negative way. So that's interesting, but that's the 2-hour chart. 2-hour charts are very volatile. But today we did have a bit of a sell-off, a very sharp sell-off at that. So that actually makes sense to me. All right, so now we're going to put this back here, and we're going to jump over to the next chart. Now, the Bollinger Bands has Bitcoin on the overbought side of things still. I actually was expecting, oh, that's on the daily chart has it on the overbought side of things. And it has the RSI on the overbought side of things. But now, if we jump down to the 4-hour chart, you'll see that Bitcoin on the 4-hour chart is actually on the oversold side of things, which is the exact opposite, which is fine, but it's the reality of the situation. And the RSI on the 4-hour chart is on the oversold side of things. So I would hate to see what the 2 hours looks like, but here we go. Now the 2 hour looks the exact same. So between a 2 and a 4-hour chart, Bitcoin's definitely oversold, and that correlates with what the current price action is, which is down 2.88%. So it is what to be expected. Bitcoin on my trusty market cipher chart, on a daily chart, it does have one bearish continuation here, but on a daily chart, Bitcoin is still considered bullish. But if you drop it down to the 4-hour chart, you're going to see that Bitcoin is definitely starting to become bearish with bearish signals. As you can see right here, you have a short signal right there, and there's no bearish continuations, but there's definitely no bullish continuations. Now on this 2-hour chart, it's definitely going to have it's very, very bearish looking on the 2-hour chart. The 2-hour chart has the red triangles are the bearish continuations. Then the X is a short signal, and then you have basically a sell signal right here, which is this little red dot, and then boom, market drops. So I mean, it is what it is. But like I said, nothing goes up forever, and unfortunately, Bitcoin is correlated to HEX and all of the HEX ecosystem, so we just have to ride out with the boat. All right, now let's see here. Let's jump into the next chart here. We have Bitcoin. Bitcoin with the exponential moving average. Bitcoin is looking, let's just start out with the daily chart. On a daily chart, Bitcoin is very strong still. It's wicking down towards it, but it has it set very strong against the exponential moving average. But if you take a look at Bitcoin at the 4-hour chart, you're going to see that the volume at the bottom has changed, more of a sell pressure, and we've entered into a bearish territory. Definitely be prepared with a bearish sentiment. Looks like we're in the middle of a pullback, because anything past a halfway point, either direction, when it's moving, I consider, okay, we're transitioning. So right now, Bitcoin is transitioning to bearish, but I do like this little green wick here. Maybe there's a little bit of hope. Let's look at the 2-hour chart. And the 2-hour chart has Bitcoin currently bearish on exponential moving average. And not a little bearish, very bearish. So like I said, just batten down the hatches. Get ready for a little bit of a bumpy ride. It happens. All right, now on the next chart here, we have the Ichimoku chart here. And on the daily chart, we'll start with daily. The daily chart, Ichimoku is saying that Bitcoin is 100% bullish. Remember, this chart predicts 4 days out into the future. If you go to the 4-hour chart, it has Bitcoin predicted as bullish. And 2-hour chart, it has Bitcoin predicted as bullish. So we'll have to hope that the Ichimoku comes true, because right now Bitcoin's pulled back bearish, as you can see right here. But lately, it's not 100%, guys, but its predictions have been pretty damn good. As you can see here, it had predicted red. Well, it was predicting bullishness when it went down to red, but it still continued that trend. So we have to wait and see, but it's still predicting that there's a bright future ahead of Bitcoin, so we have to wait and see. All right. Now, for the meat and potatoes, this is why we're all here, for HEX. All right, so HEX with the market cipher chart. With the daily chart, you'll see that it was on the 28th there was a reversal from 26th. There was a reversal for previous trend, bullish continuations, a long signal, bullish continuations, and then there is one little bearish signal here. But according to this, HEX is still bullish. Now, if you look at the 4-hour chart, I'm sure we're going to see a different sentiment. All right, with this 4-hour chart, you're going to see that HEX is definitely it's not bearish yet, but it's starting to lean in that direction. So we're going to have to wait and see. Now we have a lot of bullish continuations, but then you got a wick here and a wick here with a bearish continuation, so it's hard to say. Now, with the 2-hour chart, guys, it is showing HEX. Wow, this one's tricky to read. The 2-hour chart we have for today, we have a bearish continuation, a bearish short signal, and a reversal from previous trend. Now, with this reversal from previous trend on this 2-hour chart, I'm going to say it's predicting a little bit of a pullback. It has to be. So we have to wait and see what happens with that one. Now, you remember, I look at a bunch of different charts every day because not one chart really predicts the future. But if you take 5 charts or 6 charts, whatever, and like 4 of the 6 are saying one thing, then you kind of hedge your bets, if you get my drift. Because using technical indicators, I don't have a crystal ball in front of me. It's kind of a bit of, not guesswork. You're trying to remove the guesswork by looking at what the market has done in the past. All right, so with that said, we're going to take a peek here at HEX against the USDC. On a 4-hour chart, you'll see that HEX 20-day moving average is over top of the 50. The 100 is over the top of the 200, which is very good for the 4-hour chart. I'm actually very happy to see that, guys. Let's see. I do see a slight bit of an upside down W forming. Hope that's not the case. Hope that's not the case. It looks like one though. But anyway, to keep this moving, we will see that right now we're sitting on resistance at the 14.5 cents, basically 14.436. We're sitting right there at that resistance. I'm sorry, support. That's the support. The resistance is at 16 cents. And then the next resistance above that will be at 17.7 cents. So that's where HEX is fighting away. But remember, always pull the chart out long term. It was on March 16th. We were down at, what, 11 cents? What is that? 11 cents? 10 cents. So always keep that in mind whenever you want to be upset about the current movement in the market. All right. So, and the MACD has HEX on the bearish side of things. Alright, so we're going to jump over to the moving exponential here, and you'll see that HEX on the, let's start with the daily chart for this. HEX with the daily chart, the moving exponential has HEX in the bullish territory actually, which is very good. I was not expecting that. That's still good. But if we look at the 4-hour chart, it has HEX dipping down into pretty far into the wick. It wicked very far into the ribbons here, but it did pull back out. I will not consider it bullish. I'm kind of neutral on a 4-hour chart because it went all the way in, went very far, but it pulled out. So I'm going to say I'm very neutral on this chart, guys. I don't want to over promise on this one. And the volume is really low. I'm trying to see what the volume was looking like when all this happened. I'm definitely going to say that I have bearish tendencies with this one, but you never know. The support right here may hold out. Jump down to the 2-hour chart. 2-hour chart actually looks much better than a 4-hour chart, so I think we might be okay actually. I think according to the exponential moving average, I think that HEX is going to remain bullish after all, which is awesome. Alright, now with the Bollinger Bands, it has HEX on the daily chart as being overbought, and the RSI as an overbought. On the Bollinger Bands here, you'll see HEX actually is wicking down to the oversold, but then back up more so neutral. I would say that's neutral right now on the 4-hour chart. And I would say the RSI is more so neutral right now. It's not overbought or oversold. And that goes for the same for the 2-hour chart. Now HEX here, I drew a little wedge here just to see where things go. Right now we're just bouncing around inside. And as usual, at some point we got to break upward or we got to break downward. But it's a good way to trace the market because when it breaks under or it breaks up, it gives you a good sense of where the market's about to go and gain traction. I also have a upward wedge here, and we're bouncing around in this guy. And when I drew it, I was like, well, I drew right on that red line right there. Maybe I shouldn't have done that, but nope. It's bouncing around in there perfectly, so we have to wait and see. But we are, at this point, in an upward moving trend right now, so that is a good thing. And then what I'm saying is, like, it's going upward, not downward. So hopefully it just bounces around in here. Next thing you know, it bounces. Next thing we bounce our butt right up to 18 cents. You know what I mean? Hopefully. I'm going to take a peek here at Hex. All right, now this is something I want to throw in here for some of you guys, you latecomers out there. If you're a latecomer or if you just want to buy more Hex because you can and you want to, this is the recent lowest point that I could find, and that was on March 15th. And so what I did was I did a Fibonacci retracement going upward with the upper action here. The worst thing that I would say you could do right now is buy it right where it is now. I would wait till it reaches down to the 61.8, which is at 12.4 cents. Now, with that said, it may not, but I've learned that the Fibonacci retracements are pretty damn useful. Now, this is a very tight time frame, but I'd rather stick with this time frame and purchase it 3 cents less. That's quite a bit more. But yeah, I just thought I'd throw that out there. Throw that out there to you guys. Now, like I said, this was going to be an abbreviated Hex video. I didn't want to do anything on Hedron. Hedron's really just doing the same thing. You know what? I got time. Hedron right now is not doing anything exciting in my opinion. Hedron's just bouncing around in this range right here. Now this could be, I was looking up a term earlier, this could be a good bullish symbol, but it's been a continuous signal since what? The 18th. So basically what Hedron, as far as I'm concerned, what Hedron is saying is nobody's really doing anything with their Hex till they get their Pulse. And yeah, I respect that very much so. And Pulse Doge, as you know, is waiting on PulseChain so they could do the airdrop between the two. And I really do think Pulse Doge is going to kick off. But that's it for this video, guys. I'm going to be out of town for a little bit more. Then I'll be back with my camera and all the good stuff. If you guys could please hit that like button, please hit the comments, leave comments, and please subscribe. I really want to get up to 1,500 subscribers. And until next time, stay blessed, stay happy, and most of all, stay profitable. All right, guys. Peace out.